Yeah, hi Graham.
Hi.
Hello there. Obviously a really tight turnaround. This is coming into the hectic period, isn't it? How delicately are you going to have to work your squad, do you think, over the next few weeks?
Well, yeah, I think there's room for natural rotation in some areas, but at the same time, I think you've just got to focus on the next match, prepare as well as you can for that. Of course, all our players want to play, but it's about the right players, the right team, being in the right moment to do our best in the game.
And the next two games, two of the sides beneath you, around you, near the bottom. What's the target, and how crucial is this next week, Graham?
Well, we don't really think about games in blocks of 2 or blocks of 3 or blocks of 4 or blocks of 5 or whatever number you want to say. It's the next match. The next match is Fulham. That's where we focus all our attention on. It's an important game because it's our next game. I'll say the same every single match in this league because that's how the league is. Every game is important. Every game is a chance to win. Every time you go onto the pitch, you should believe that. At the same time, you know that if you don't play well or if you don't get that bit of luck, then you can lose because that's the nature of the competition. That's the Premier League. So we don't worry about too much else. We just focus on the match, do our best, try our best to win, fight for the points, and then we see.
And how is the squad after last night? Any new concerns?
No concerns. Yeah, as you would expect, disappointed with the result and frustrated at the same time, working through that frustration and trying to put a bit of perspective, at the same time recover to then regroup and go again on Wednesday because, like you said, the turnaround time is small. You've got no time to feel sorry for yourself. You've got to get on with it.
Just finally from me, terribly sad news today with the passing of Gerard Houlliers. What was how did you view him as a man and a manager?
Yeah, I only briefly saw that. It's very sad news, and obviously thoughts with his family. I think he was just a tremendous football person. A fantastic career, great manager, worked at the top of the game, fantastic career. So he's had a wonderful life, a wonderful career, and yeah, it's a sad day.
Graham, I know you spoke about sort of the wider and obviously approaching each game as it comes, but obviously Fulham is in and around you in terms of as a team that would be a direct threat to your safety and your future in this league. So does this game hold a little bit more importance, and how do you get your team motivated to understand that importance?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I think, like I said the other night, we could win, or Fulham could win, but if you don't win again, it doesn't really matter. It's about, at the end of the day, the season is defined by how many points you got at the end of the season. That's the aim. The media narrative is one, of course, that makes it a big game and a 6 points and all that sort of stuff, which clearly for both teams is better if you win. I'm sure Scott would say the same thing. I'm sure Scott would rather win the game because it's the next game that they play. But he'll know as well that if they go and lose the next 10, it won't have that much significance. So our job is just to focus on the next match. To every game we play, like I said, we know that the opposition are fighting for points. They are capable of getting the points. So we have to fight ourselves and we have to accept the challenge.
I wanted to ask you about the fitness concerns of two players that have been sort of stalemates in your team this year in terms of Tarek and Webster as well. How are they I know it's a short turnaround, but how are they going into this game as well?
Well, they've trained today, so that's good for us. We'll see how they react and see what the response is. But like I said before the game against Leicester, that it probably came a little bit soon for them. But we're hopeful for Wednesday as it stands.
Just quickly as well, I wanted to pick up on a quotation. You were very honest after your post-match, and you said that whether it was the first goal that took the wind out of us, it took it out of you almost too easily, is a quotation that I read. Do you believe you were a little bit disappointed in the way that your team reacted, especially when you were probably in some of your brightest moments in that game?
Well, I thought we probably had the best chance of the half in some ways with Danny, which, you know, it can happen. You don't put all your chances away. That's how it is. I thought we did play some. We got into some good opportunities. Had a good couple of shots from the edge of the box, and then they scored. And then, like any game of football, the goal can change the complexion of the game a little bit. And we probably took not some time to adjust, but they've got some good players as well, so they probably feel a bit more confident. We're a little bit more. Less confident, and we're having to try to adapt. They didn't score the second goal until I think the 41st minute, so it wasn't like a complete collapse. And when you've got Jamie Vardy on the pitch and Maddison in that form, then you know that there's a chance that will happen to you. We're not the first team that that's happened to. Like I said, it's something that we just have to learn from, analyse. The experience wasn't nice. But again, we won't be the first team that happens to. And in football, the key thing is about how you respond. I thought we did that second half well, because I think their tails were up and they could have made it a very more uncomfortable night for us. But I thought we stuck at it, competed in the second half. But overall, I think the better team won on the day.
And my final question to you is just give us the details of the final nuances in terms of how you're going to go into this next game, because Fulham are a team that have changed now from a 4 to a 5 at the back, and they've alternating quite fluidly between that defensive system. How are you in terms of going to approach this game? Are you going to try and be on the front foot and especially try and assert dominance in this sort of game?
Well, we firstly we have to just assess our group and see where everybody's at. I think you're right. I think Fulham have shown that they can play both systems well. Certainly recently, I think they've done well in terms of results. They've played well. A lot of what they do, I think, is really, really good. They're a bit like us, fighting for points, and you don't win so many in this league when you're a Fulham or that's how it is. But at the same time, the football concepts are clear. I think Scott's done really well. They've added some really good players in the window, so they've given a little bit more physicality, I think. So they've got a nice mix. You saw from the game against Liverpool how competitive they are and how well they did. So they're in a good moment. So we know it's going to be tough. We have to be prepared to suffer when we have to suffer. And then when we've got the ball and when we can attack ourselves, we have to be good. And that's how we want to try and approach it. A nice balanced. I think we have to be balanced. You can't go there thinking one thing over another. You have to have a balance in your game.
Hi there, Graham. Forgive me if I missed it earlier, but did you just give us an update on Adam Lallana?
I didn't know. He's been he trained as well today, so that's good news for him and for us. So we'll see how he is tomorrow as well. But there's a good chance he could be involved.
Good. I mean, someone like him is a key. He's got experience. Does he bring some of that, I suppose, character that's needed in these next couple of games, perhaps? That sort of mental strength? Is it more about character as much as technical ability as well?
Well, I think in any Premier League game, it's about both. You can't be successful if you're just relying on talent in the Premier League. You have to have both bits. And I think players show it in different ways. We've got some quiet, resilient characters, and then we've also got some more vociferous ones, shall we say, and I think Adam's one of those guys, and of course with his experience and what he's done in the game, he brings that, and it also brings a quality on the pitch. So clearly we're happy to have him back, and I think he'll add something for us.
And you mentioned the word perspective. I mean, when we look at the recent games, you've played second, third and fourth. Does that maybe, I suppose, give you some sort of perspective, or maybe give the supporters a little bit of perspective in recent results?
Well, like I've said, I think whenever you don't win, it's frustrating, and we want to be able to. We want to win, and we know that we need to improve our points tally. I think our performances have been quite encouraging actually over the period of 12 matches. Generally, when you look at the block of 12 games, I think from a performance perspective, we've improved considerably. We've got closer to all the opposition we've played. I'd say maybe apart from last night, that they were. We probably didn't get to that level last night, but generally, I think we have. But still, we're disappointed because we haven't got the points. And in this world, we know that's the important thing. And so what we have to do is try to keep going, keep working, keep that perspective, keep trying to fight for everything. Because, as I said before, it's the Premier League. It's tough. Every game is tough, and we have to accept that and accept that challenge and fight for that challenge and be okay with it, because that's what it is.